Hello, I'm here again. I've always been here, as Frank Morris said in one of his letters to the press. I have an interesting story to tell you that goes along really good with my offer of $10,000 if you can prove me wrong on all of what I've told you here in these 80 videos. There's a gentleman named Norman Tharp, Stormin' Norman, who contacted me on YouTube through a comment on one of my videos, and he claims that he is an illegitimate son of Clarence Anglin. Now, when he started telling me about this, it jogged my memory back, and I remember Frank Morris in the 70s telling me, or 80s maybe, telling me about Clarence having an illegitimate son. After they escaped from Alcatraz, on their way back to Florida, it looks to me like they hung around there in San Francisco for a little while, hiding out in the woods or something, and they finally, I guess, killed somebody and took their car, and then they drove back to Tampa. But on the way, they dropped Clarence off in New Orleans, and according to Norm, Clarence was with his mom from July through October of 1962. So Norm says that his father is a prisoner from Alcatraz named John Paul Scott. And I know he's telling the truth because I remember Frank telling me the story. Specifically, Frank told me that Clarence wanted to go see the girl in a white Cadillac. So Frank said, we got a white Cadillac for him. I'm like, how did you get that? And he goes, well, like I told you before, we need to get a car, we'll get one. That's in my book. They stole it, of course. Probably killed somebody to get it. Frank and the Anglin brothers were escape number 13. John Paul Scott was escape number 14 from Alcatraz. John Paul was still in prison when Frank and the Anglin brothers got out, and according to Norm, Clarence was with his mom from July to October of 1962. And she got pregnant, and she had a son whose name is Norm Tharp. According to Wikipedia and all other sources, John Paul swam across the bay to the other side. His buddy Darrell Lee Parker didn't make it very far. He gave up. I guess they pulled him out of the water, or he swam back, I don't know. But John Paul made it to the other side. And according to all the sources available, these guys ended up back in Alcatraz. But according to Norm, they're lying because John Paul Scott was never found. And that's what Frank told me back in the 70s, that they were not, Frank said that he and the Anglin brothers were not the only people to escape from Alcatraz, and the authorities kept it quiet. And according to Frank, there were a few others too, that they would always say they got them back when they didn't. So I just wanted to tell you that, because when Norm was telling me this, I was thinking, yeah, I remember Frank saying something about that. I remember Frank saying something about that. And I'm wondering if the guy Norm is not making this up, you know. But when he hit the white Cadillac thing, everything came back to me, because I remember Frank, that was the only time I ever see him really laugh. He giggled away about, yeah, we got him a white Cadillac so that he could go see his girl. I remember asking him, how does that all fit in with your thing of, you know, hating couples or whatever? And his answer was, well, he loved the girl. I'm like, well, you know, how do you know some of these other people that you tell me that you take wherever you take them, how do you know they didn't love each other? And he'd get really angry. That was his answer to everything, was anger. Anyway, just a short video to let you know about that. Norm says that he will answer comments on this video. If you want to have any questions for him, you can put them in the comments. You must be reasonable. Do not be accusatory, okay? Don't trolls, just mind your own business, okay? Don't get involved. This is for people who genuinely are interested in what really happened with the Anglin brothers and Frank Morris. This is not for you people who Frank Morris and the Anglin brothers are your idols and you think they're in Brazil hoeing a row of corn or something. Okay, you just mind your own business, stay away, and let the people who are intelligent enough and interested enough to ask the questions that they want to ask. And that's all I have for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.